This is Chi Chi. Today I want to talk about purpose and direction. Do you think why it is so important to find your purpose and the direction? Why? Because if you have a purpose and direction, you will wake up with a reason. You will wake up with motivation. Of course, you probably won't get it every single day. Sometimes you just don't feel like working, but it's fine. But in general, you will have energy to do the things that you are about to do. Sometimes when I see people that don't like working, it is not because they are lazy. It is because they are doing the things they don't particularly like. That is the reason why they are not motivated by the things they are doing, because they don't like what they do. It is not because they are lazy. Trust me, if you are doing the thing you like, for example, if you are going if you like rock climbing, and if you imagine Saturday you plan for it, would you wake up early to attend the course, the event, Of course you will, because you are motivated and you are interested in the events. So it's really important to find something that you actually like and that you want to do. And I understand how difficult it is to find something that truly energizes you and that you want to do, because I spent literally 10 years to find how many years? About 10 years to find the things I wanted to do. So I started when I was about 18, 19. I asked myself, what do I actually want? What sort of career I want? I talk about it every single day. And after probably 8 years, I realized, okay, this is what I want to do. And I really invested time to think about it. I don't just suddenly click and think about and realize what I want to do. No, it didn't happen like that. So you have to recognize the fact it is a difficult thing to do. Okay, it is a difficult thing to do, to find your purpose and the direction. Purpose is not like something really amazing or something like incredible, Purpose can be any purpose. Even if your purpose is raising your family, that's fine. You can have any purpose. So don't restrict yourself. So spend some time to think about who do you want to be, and what is the definition of success as well. I think sometimes we think about success and we want to tie our purpose with the success. But the point is, the definition of success in society sometimes can be quite narrow. When I say narrow, is people probably think of being successful, which means you need to have nice houses, nice cars, or nice something. That's what everyone is doing, right? It's like a goal that everyone's working towards to. But have you ever thought about what do you actually want? Do you actually need that? Are you genuinely happy with it when you get it? Do you understand what I mean? It's like we don't think for ourselves, but we follow what other people say, what we should have. You really need to sit down and think about it. If I ask you who do you want to be, don't tell me the generalized reason. If you give me the generalized reason, I will ask you, where do you come out that reason? Don't tell me your mother still told you. You know? So if you tell me a very general reason, I will say you probably haven't thought through it. You need to give me a proper reason why you want to be that person, because it is important to you. It is not important to me. I found my purpose. I have a reason to wake up. Otherwise, I'll be dead by now. I'm serious, because when I was young, I was so struggled with the fact that I didn't have direction. You know, I woke up some mornings, I felt so hopeless. And I felt that void. I didn't know, what am I here for? I don't want to just go to work, sleep, eat, go, you know. Although I could do some amazing activities or something, traveling overseas and traveling all over the place. It just I couldn't see my direction, and I felt really frustrated. So, very important. You need to ask yourself, who do you want to be? And if you are not happy at the moment because you haven't achieved your personal goal, the personal, you have to, personal, I will say individual, independent, let's say independent goal. I like to use independent. It's more like independent thinking. Because lots of people have a follower mindset. They follow what other people say, what they need to have. That is not called independent thinking. You need to have your independent thinking. How do you have independent thinking? You need to read books. You need to listen to others. You need to listen to different people sharing their stories and experience life yourself. Therefore, not just watch movies. Because sometimes you get wrong ideas from the movies. You know, you watch a movie and realize, oh, I want a relationship like that romantic, wonderful relationship, so romantic, you know. And some stories are just not realistic. You know that. Relationship can be really romantic. Of course, I'm not denying that. But sometimes that, you know, I think we do get wrong ideas about certain things, and it is really dangerous, because if we get a wrong idea, we are heading to the wrong direction. For example, if you want to have a movie type of romantic relationship, once you feel you lose that feeling from the movie, with your fresh relationship, just being you just be with someone for 3 months, you lose that feeling. You want to get another person, but you know, in real life, relationship doesn't work like that. Real life relationship, sometimes you have to overcome struggles. You have to overcome difficult times. It's just part of it, like running a business, you know. So very important to have independent thinking. What do you want? Just like body confidence. I'm getting off track, but you know, my book is here. I talk about body confidence, how I found my purpose, how I developed myself to have body confidence, because I used to struggle with my appearance, you know. So it's very important to cultivate your thinking, because by traveling to different countries, I see different beauty standards. When you travel, when you have life experience, you start to pick out different things from different people, and then you start to develop yourself. I think this is so important. Many people, they have many things, but you can feel they are pretty lost. You ask them what they want, they don't even know they are lost. That's the most horrible part. Sometimes we look at what society tells us what we need to have, and then we just aim for that goal, right? And we are so righteous about their path. We don't even realize we are actually feeling lost. So that's why we are following their path. I know it sounds pretty critical, but some people, that is the reason why some people are still unhappy, because they haven't really spent time to think through about it. Okay, so having independent thinking is really important. And why having purpose is difficult? Why having purpose is difficult? Because sometimes we like something. For example, if you want to find your purpose, you can memorize your past about, okay, what did I actually like when I was young? Because when I spent so much time to think about what do I actually like, and I noticed myself. I used to write a lot. I used to love mathematics. I used to love just mathematics and writing. These two things that I had the strongest memory about. Like I love it so much, and I would do it in my spare time. I think you have to ask yourself, what would you do in your spare time? When people now are not paying you, what will you do? And also, what will you do in your spare time? And what sort of activities would you do when someone is not paying you? Or not? So I write down the question. The first one is, what would you do? What would you do in your spare time? Spare time. And the second thing is, one activities you engage. When people are not paying you. Okay, so these two questions that you can think about. And also, so when you think about this, try to memorize when you were young, what sort of activity you would do, and you have the strongest memory. Try to think about the littlest details to discover your purpose, to discover what you actually like. And it takes time, but be patient, okay? Be patient. And the reason why it is so difficult to find your purpose and your direction is because sometimes we don't know whether we can make money from it. And I understand, because sometimes sometimes we choose a career is because we think that society likes it or our parents like it and it makes money. So we have like a shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. Is that how you spell syndrome? Doesn't matter. Shiny object syndrome is like you see anything that makes money, you chase it, or anything looks shiny, you look for it. That is not independent thinking. You need to think about what do you want and make a decision to test it out. Whatever you think that you are going to like, test it out. Don't sit there, think about it for a month. Test it out. You need to experience your life to know whether you like it or not, okay? And so another thing, talking about shiny object syndrome because of the money or because of the image. Also, you can think about when you think about what you like, think about how do you have your liking. Having a purpose is and sweet spot for the purpose is to find something is your liking and the words liking. Words liking. The words, okay. W. So that's a purpose. Because therefore you have something you like. What's liking, people will, the world, this world was, the society will pay for it. And you can form a perfect purpose. It takes time, okay? And I think enjoy your journey. Enjoy your journey of finding it. The reason is this is life. And the more difficult it is for you to find, the better you feel when you get it, okay? The more that's how human nature is. The more difficult it is to get it, the more we like it, okay? It's like a seduction or something like that. So best of luck to you, and I really hope you can find your purpose. I think having purpose will give us a lot of joy. I see quite a few miserable people, and I feel like we mean to be happy, we mean to bless each other, but we don't. We put down each others to feel superior, but because we are not genuinely satisfied with who we are, that's why people doing it, right? So it's really important, really to focus on your purpose, having independent thinking. So you know when you win, other people can win as well. So there is no one lose their game.